The Galactic Council chamber hummed with quiet tension as the representatives of countless species deliberated over the data on a planet labeled X7-12, or, as it was infamously known, the Blue Deathworld. It was a place of myth and warning, a planet so hostile that even the most advanced civilizations had failed to tame it. Its surface was a paradox of beauty and peril, endless blue oceans roaring with unrelenting storms, mountain ranges that reached above the clouds yet trembled with frequent tectonic shifts, and a biosphere teeming with creatures that saw every foreign presence as prey. The atmosphere was breathable but volatile, laced with chemicals that corroded advanced machinery over time. To the Council, this world was the ultimate test of survival, and no species had ever passed. "This is not a question of bravery," one reptilian representative declared. "This planet is a tomb, nothing more. The life that survives there is too savage for logic, too evolved for outsiders to overcome." Another voice interjected, this one mechanical, emanating from the crystalline form of an energy-based species. "Our kind abandoned attempts to study X7-12 millennia ago. Its storms rendered even our intangible forms vulnerable. There is no point in debating its viability." A third speaker, a feathered diplomat from a race renowned for their exploratory feats, leaned forward. "And yet," they said, "humans have expressed interest in this death world. Perhaps their species' arrogance has reached new heights." The room filled with murmurs of disbelief. Humans were a relatively young species by galactic standards, hailing from a planet they themselves referred to as a death world. Their home, Earth, was known for its hostile conditions, unpredictable climates, apex predators, and natural disasters that would annihilate weaker civilizations. But Earth was tame compared to X7-12. "They cannot survive it," a cold, metallic voice stated with certainty. "No species can." A galactic historian, an elder among the Council, adjusted their holographic display. "I would remind you all of the humans' history. They have thrived in conditions deemed impossible by many of us. They carve homes out of deserts, build cities on volcanic islands, and even exist in the vacuum of space for extended periods. If any species could endure X7-12, it would be them." The skeptic scoffed, but the historian continued, their tone unwavering. "To humans, chaos is not a barrier. It is a challenge. Where we see danger, they see opportunity. They do not conquer worlds by overpowering them. They adapt, endure, and most importantly, learn. Perhaps that is the true measure of survival." The Council fell silent, the historian's words lingering in the air. For centuries, X7-12 had been the galaxy's ultimate enigma, an untouchable testament to nature's ruthlessness. Now, humanity's interest in the planet threatened to rewrite its legacy. As the session adjourned, an unspoken question hung over the Council like a storm cloud. Could humanity succeed where all others had failed? Or would they, too, be swallowed by the Blue Deathworld's unforgiving embrace? Weeks turned into months as the humans dug deeper into the Blue Deathworld's secrets. What had begun as an exploratory mission evolved into a battle of endurance. The planet seemed determined to reject them at every turn, but the crew's resolve only hardened with each new challenge. The storms, initially thought to be seasonal, proved to be a constant. Some came with rains that hissed against their suits, corrosive enough to eat through standard alloys. Others brought winds capable of uprooting massive trees or carrying debris like deadly projectiles. The humans adapted quickly. They developed protective coatings for their equipment and reinforced their shelters with materials scavenged from the environment, including a lightweight but incredibly durable resin produced by a local insect species. Even with these precautions, the planet claimed its first life during a seismic event. A minor tremor escalated into a full-blown quake without warning, sending a cascade of boulders down a nearby slope. Engineer Marcus Hale, one of the team's most seasoned members, was caught in the collapse. Despite the crew's efforts, they could only recover fragments of his gear. The loss was a heavy blow, but the humans didn't falter. They built a memorial near the site, etching his name into a slab of rock. It stood as a reminder of the risks they faced, and the resilience they would need to continue. Their efforts to understand the ecosystem began to yield results. The planet's predators, while dangerous, were not invincible. Observation revealed patterns in their behavior, hunting territories, migration routes, and even rudimentary social hierarchies. The crew used this knowledge to avoid unnecessary confrontations and, in some cases, establish boundaries with the local fauna. One breakthrough came when biologist Dr. Nadia Chen discovered a symbiotic relationship between a species of carnivorous plant and a smaller, non-aggressive herbivore. By observing their interactions, she developed a method to extract nutrients from the plant without triggering its defensive mechanisms. This discovery provided a sustainable food source for the team, reducing their reliance on dwindling supplies. The humans also began to find value in the planet's geology. Beneath the surface, rich veins of a previously unknown mineral shimmered with an iridescent hue. Preliminary analysis revealed properties that could revolutionize energy storage, making it a potential galactic game-changer. However, extracting it was perilous. The mineral deposits were located in unstable regions, and the process required innovative techniques to avoid triggering further seismic activity. Alien observers continued to watch in stunned silence. Every assumption they had made about the Blue Deathworld had been proven wrong. The humans didn't just endure the planet's hostility, they thrived in it, finding ways to coexist with its dangers rather than attempting to dominate them outright. Yet the toll was undeniable. The crew's faces bore signs of exhaustion, their movements slower but no less determined. They had lost more than one member to the planet's wrath, and each loss weighed heavily on those who remained. But in the quiet moments, as they stood beneath the planet's chaotic skies, they saw something no other species had: potential. This was no death world to them. It was a challenge waiting to be mastered, and humanity never backed down from a challenge.